Hello guys and girls, welcome back to Matchday number 14 here. Sorry, I have to pedal below the desk to power those intros, and sometimes I just don't have enough power
The
to
little
do it.
hamster legs
Yeah,
aren't going
it's
fast
part
enough.
of it's part of my weight loss regime, Elfish guy. I'm just trying to,
Yeah.
like when you pedal below the desk when you play games, but it's always hard
No,
because
I
you're not
don't.
good at aiming.
I don't need to
You've
lose
never
weight.
done that, yeah? You're skinny. Look at this. There's nothing there. There's nothing there, mate. At the moment, there's been nothing here for Selfless Gaming,
No.
unfortunately, either, because they really had a very average game number one up against NRG Esports.
They definitely did.
Look, hopefully game number two is a different story. We're on to
Well-
Cobblestone. This is NRG's pick as well. So
Yeah.
we make a big deal of these picks, but surely we should, right? Because you pick a map you want to win on, and if you lose on your own map, when you're on your opponent's, it's going to be even more difficult.
Yeah, look, I don't think that there's any really silver lining coming out for this one here for Selfless.
Yep.
Cobblestone is not a good map for them within the last few months here, and for NRG, I mean, it's not a great map, but it's definitely a pretty much, it's neither here nor there, really, so they're happy to play it, and of course, if you can pick up one of your opponent's poor maps, then why not do it? And so they've done that here. NRG very much favoured on Cobblestone here again, and especially considering the performance that we saw coming out there from Selfless just before on Dust 2,
Yeah.
I'd be looking once again towards a pretty convincing win for NRG here.
Yeah, as we can see on the screen, NRG with a 6-4 win-loss. Make that 7-4 after last game. And they'd love to make it 8-4 coming into the end of today. And to be honest, I suspect that they will, but that's not to say that Selfless cannot bring this back. We see time and time again that teams will lose their own map and then win their opponents and go 1-1 for the day. So that's definitely a possibility here. But Selfless are going to have to bring something different to what we saw. There were like 2 rounds of good Counter-Strike coming out from them in last game.
Yeah, 2 or 3, and to be honest, I mean, there was some alright performance there from the likes of Nifty and Caboose. They had some rounds where they looked okay. Caboose had some nice, 2 or 3 frags, and Nifty was doing a little bit of work with that AWP when he was able to get it in his hands, but really, it did seem like it was all the Peter show. Of course, Tabson was coming up pretty big as well for the guys on NRG. So, really, when you just look at the individual performances across the board, they tend to favour NRG, but there is at least something maybe there for Selfless.
There is. Maybe they've warmed up. Maybe. We'll soon find out. Let's go and take a look at today's schedule. And we can see first game of the day was on Dust 2, 16-4, heading over to NRG. We're on to Cobble now. And as we said, this is NRG's map pick. So, I don't know. I really hope Selfless can come through and pick something up, bring us back. Maybe it depends on what side they start on. We'll soon find out. Later on in the day, we'll be heading on to Train with Complexity up against Echo Fox, and then on to Mirage as the last map of the evening. Now, Train and Mirage, I love both of those maps. We've seen them a lot, and we'll see how these guys can go. Complexity, not having a very good season. They're 12th on the ladder. They're 2 wins, 6 losses. Echo Fox currently in 4th position. They're 6 win, 2 losses, so looking a little bit better is Echo Fox. But hopefully Complexity is up to the challenge.
Yeah, well, it is definitely looking like Echo Fox is coming into that one as the favourites. To see Train come out from Complexity is a little surprising considering Cache has been one of their stronger maps, though one would imagine that probably Echo Fox has banned that one out. So, yeah, a little interesting to see those maps coming out, but I guess we'll have to wait and see how those turn out. In reality, I'd be probably favouring Echo Fox into both of those as well, though.
Yeah, I think we probably would, just like we favoured NRG into this game. We'll be getting into game very, very shortly, just waiting for all our players to join into our server, and then we'll be underway. Maybe the guys from Selfless just like, all right, take 10 minutes here, have a break, we'll see how we go. Just need to. That wasn't the greatest game in the world, but this could be different.
Yeah, they had a bit of a good run after the short break.
I'm trying to make it sound good, Elfish guy. I'm trying my best here.
I don't think you're fooling anyone, to be honest.
All right, trying.
Though, admittedly, they did have a good few rounds after the pause that they took in the first half of Dust 2. But
true.
In reality, like, once NRG got back into that, once they picked up that round that they needed, they swept away with the first half and swept away with the second half as well. So, yeah, it does come down to a lot of it was really just NRG was out-aiming Selfless at that point. Like Peter was getting so many picks with that AWP early on when they were crossing the mid doors. When NRG was playing on T side, he was doing decent work with it on the CT side as well. So yeah, really, just every player that I look at for NRG just has that little bit of a advantage, I think, over almost every player of Selfless too.
Well, if there is someone on Selfless who can help bring this back, who needs to come out and drop a 30 bomb? Who needs to really carry the team through if they're going to
Well,
win here?
to be fair, any of them need to do that.
Well, yes, but who's the most likely?
Who's the most likely? It's
Would
hard
you like
to
me to say that? Who is the most likely?
Like I
Archie
said,
guy?
Caboose looked okay last map.
Mhm.
When he had the AK in his hands, he was doing some decent work for Selfless. Apart from that, Nifty, maybe if he can get some opening picks with that AWP. But again, it is going to be tough here. I mean, Cobblestone, it is somewhat of an AWP-centric map, but generally speaking, we see the rifles tend to be a little stronger than they are maybe on Dust 2. So I'd be leaning maybe towards
Cobblestone. You mean B-Stone? There's a couple of
B-Stone.
Yeah, well, mate,
Yeah.
it's a bit like that at the moment, unfortunately, and the AWP plays out a little bit differently, of course, between the B site and the A site. A site, you have quite a lot of long angles where an AWP on defense maybe is a lot more useful. Maybe if you're playing up behind Coop or up on the back of the terrace there, maybe that works out. But it's a lot closer range than playing up the back of the A site, for example.
There is definitely options for the AWP on the B site. You can float around the Coop, as you mentioned. There's also the statue. You can hang around there and just dance around the statue, see if you can get some entries that way.
That was real life. That would be like a Pokemon Go Stop, that statue.
Yeah, probably would.
Or the fountain.
Probably would.
Yeah.
But Platt as well, as you said, was another good spot for that AWP. So plenty of options on that B side, and I'd say on the CT side here, we'll be seeing Peter occupy a few of those positions and make life difficult for the guys on Selfless.
Yeah, definitely potential for a very quick map, depending on what side we start on and depending on how well NRG starts this out. But really, it's all going to come down to Selfless, I think, and we have a look at the boys here. Like, it's they really need to step up for this game. If they can bring this back at least, have a close map, I'm sure they'd love to pick it up and go 1-1 for the day. But it's a very, very big ask.
It is definitely a big ask. And to be honest, coming into this one, I thought maybe Selfless were going to be able to actually pick up a map here.
Yeah.
Just because NRG has had a habit of occasionally dropping rounds, dropping maps, and Selfless similarly have had a habit of picking up some maps against opponents which you might think might be a little bit stronger than them. Although coming into this one, and obviously off the back of that first performance on Dust 2, it definitely doesn't look like that's going to be the case. NRG have come out here to play, and of course their lineup really a little bit more stacked, I think, than Selfless. They've got a lot of experience coming out there, and of course Peter today coming up pretty big with that, or pretty big in the pistol rounds as well. So
yeah, pretty big on the scout, pretty big on the
scout,
like just in general,
everything.
playing very well. And look, I suppose when your opponents only pick up like 4 rounds, 5 rounds, yeah, I thought that was right. I think maybe the score was a little bit off before on the graphic, but yeah, if they only get 5 rounds, that leaves you a lot of breathing room to find quick frags.
Yeah, definitely does. I mean, look, it's easy to look good when your opponent's not looking good. So definitely there's that sort of going on maybe for Peter. But we'll see how this goes in the second map.
We certainly will, but we are live here, ladies and gentlemen, ready to get into game on Cobblestone. NRG up against Selfless Gaming. This is NRG's pick. They won the first map 16-5. Can they win their own map here? Even better. Caboose there. Look, it must be a Pokemon Stop, mate. That's spin it. I wonder what he gets.
Probably just a bunch of potions or something.
Maybe a 10k egg. Always love those 10k eggs. They're going to start out here. NRG on the T side. They're pushing in through water up onto CT ramp, and smoke's going to come out from God B. And only 2 on the side at the moment for Selfless, so potential for NRG to push in here and find these 2 frags very, very quickly, which they do.
Well, it does seem like this map is potentially going very much the same way as Dust 2 did, because...
Mate, it's only 1 round in,
well,
come on.
Yeah, but look, Selfless have only managed to get 1 kill so far, and NRG just walked straight into that bomb site, took the aim duels and won them.
Look, there's
Mitch
2.
is able to take down Legia, but really I think it's too little too late here for Selfless, as that bomb's been planted. Peter's going to be able to close it out once again, getting another frag in the pistol round. He's been looking so good, and, well, again, another good start for NRG.
It certainly is. That's exactly how you want to do it. Potential here for NRG to push through on these T rounds, and they're going to start off on the A site, which we don't see all that often. But to be fair, I don't mind it as a rush starting out the game, to be fair.
Yep.
And this time, however, looks like they're going to go B halls, and a 4-stack coming out from Selfless here on this B site. They've gone pistols and armor, but Peter, he's going to find the first frag of the round.
Definitely is, and we're going to see if Nifty can hold off this drop room, and he does with a nice shot onto Tabson with the Deagle. There's actually a few Deagles available here for Selfless, so we'll see if they can utilize them, and at the moment, really not the case. Fugly and Leggy are just cleaning things up, down to Caboose rather, and Nifty for Selfless, and NRG have recognised that they're not getting into that B-bomb site quite so easily. They're going to rotate back over to A.
Well, now that they've cleared it out.
Yeah, maybe. But in reality, Nifty on 20 HP doesn't have much of a chance in this one.
Yeah.
Best case scenario is maybe he can take down Peter and Legia and, well, potentially escape with an AK. But really, again, that's sort of grasping at straws. In the end, Legia's going to take him down. No troubles at all. So 4 guns taken into the next round here for NRG. Again, a good performance on the anti-eco. And Selfless are just going to be left scrambling in this one for cash.
Yeah, Legia in a good spot there, coming around through the B site. Obviously, the Selfless gaming player finding themselves in a little bit of a difficult position, stuck between 3 players and 1 player. The second round going to go across to NRG. Selfless now on an eco in the 3rd round of their CT side. They're going to stack towards the A side. That is the wrong play, unfortunately, for them. It's a 50-50, but really it's kind of like a 70-30 because the B side seems to be the side of choice 90% of the time here for these teams. By now, they may be working out there's not that many people over towards A, and there is someone with a Mac 10 on the B site right now, so the bomb plant should go down. And Nifty going to go down to Peter straight up. No one finds a frag. Very nicely done. Leia goes down. Gobby in a good spot. Finds no one. And now we'll follow up Tabson here as he throws out a flash. Nice little flash out there to push them back. And he might be able to pick up Mitch. He does. Will he get 2? Easy peasy. Caboose goes down. Mac 10 so strong up against these unarmored targets.
Yep, just trying to get that little bit of extra cash in the bank. And, well, mission accomplished for NRG. They take their AKs into the next round. They keep their SMG players getting all those kills, and Gobby here will probably just keep that UMP, which won't be the worst decisions. We've seen, of course, not the biggest fragger for NRG, and he'll be relying on his teammates to pick up the majority of the frags here. So,
wow, you're saying he's being carried?
No, I'm saying he's the in-game leader.
Okay.
And doesn't need to frag.
And he's sitting on almost $7,000 already, so holding onto that UMP is probably the smart play. We'll see an AWP coming out here for Peter. And at the moment, a little bit more cautious coming out for NRG on this first gun round of Cobblestone. You can see 3 towards drop room for Selfless, 1 on the B site, 1 over towards A, just sitting in between drop and long at the moment. And we'll see if he pushes out here and finds God B. Could be a good spot. No one just downstairs there at drop and finds Tabson very, very quickly. The rotate now coming out from Selfless. 1 minute, 8 seconds on the clock. And we might see NRG caught out here. Well, potentially, but 2 players rotate back towards B site. So, Gobby in a good spot to find the frag. He catches Brez. And now he's going to push down into water.
Definitely is. It's looking pretty good here for NRG despite losing that initial frag. I mean, Godby's down to 21 HP, but they only have to deal with a couple of players over towards this A bomb site, and it's all theirs. For the moment, though, they've just fallen back out a little bit, perhaps going to rotate back to B, but still the bomb floating around in mid there. So it remains to be seen where NRG decide to go with this one. And at the moment, it's down to Nifty and Caboose on that A bomb site to hold off this onslaught.
20 seconds on the clock. 27 seconds on the clock even. And the bomb's sitting at A, but they're buying out a rotate here, and Selfless going to go towards the B site. The bomb's going towards A, though. We can see that God B doing some great work over there, just forcing them back. No one in a good spot to find this frag, but that's going to leave them on a slow rotation. The bomb goes down with 8 seconds on the clock. 3 on 3. And good post-plant positions here for NRG as well. Lots of work for Selfless to do.
Yeah, definitely a lot of work. And they don't have any utilities here either. Really, the saving grace is that there is a defuse kit available for no one, so they have an extra 5 seconds to work with. But really, Selfless are in a very difficult position here. They need to find 3 terrorists, and, well, the T's have found the first frag. There is a trade out. Fugly is going to go down, but Peter had already found one, so it's not so bad for NRG. Peter's going to find the second and potentially looking for the third here. Great stuff from him with that AWP, and closes out the round for NRG. Didn't look like they were going to lose it, even though it got down to that 1v1. Peter with 4 in the round.
Yeah.
Excellent stuff.
4 is exactly what you want to do with that AWP. You spend the money, you make that investment. It's always nice when you grab those frags. Now, NRG 4-0 up as well. Selfless spending very little money on round number 5 after losing that gun round. A little bit unlucky for them. No one, the only one going to be buying up armor for them. They're going to rush too quickly along long A, and they're going to find that it is entirely empty. So the B site is the site of choice for NRG right now. Tabson using a bit of utility to try and get into drop. No one there right now, but as I say that, no one pushes in. So he actually there was no one there in reality. Yeah. And Caboose finds one. Peter picks him up in return, and now 2 left alive. Laguerre and Tabson both down here for NRG. So this anti-eco potentially will be successful, but at what cost? We'll see what Nifty and Breas can do.
Yeah, it hasn't been so bad so far for NRG. If they can take out these 2 remaining Selfless players without losing another player for themselves, they'll be pretty happy. I mean, even if they can just take the AK and the AWP into next round, it's a pretty decent result for NRG. And,
yeah,
well, Nifty on his own with just the Mac 10 here should be covered off quite easily by Peter, who's holding up on towards Plat. But at the moment, Peter not looking in that direction. He's just covering off the bomb. But it does seem like Nifty maybe just looking for the exit frags.
Yeah, he's found himself a Mac 10, which means if they can push, if you can hold back and maybe find one player coming through at close range, he might be able to grab a weapon. He's up to the top of B halls there, just towards the top of drop, and I think they kind of understand he's there and maybe just want to exit around the other side. He's going to actually come down through drop here. Surely is he going to find them at a good spot? He gets found, and that should be that. They're also going to be able to trade up that UMP on Gobby over to an AK-47 for free, which is always what you'd like to do. 5-0 now the score. Selfless able to buy into round number 6.
The last couple of rounds here for Selfless I mean, they've not been great, but at the very least they've been getting the first pick of the round. So that does put them in a position where they could be able to pick up something out of the rounds there. And in reality, Tabson is having a bit of trouble getting into the drop room as well. No one's been holding it quite well. So for the moment, I mean, at least there's some takeaways here for Selfless, despite that 0-5 deficit that they found themselves in.
Peter firing shot after shot. There's no one there at the moment. Just one player in Breas holding back on long. And he's going to try and push through maybe and find them. There's 2 out towards B halls at the moment. 1 player in drop. That's no one once again. And, he'll take a bit of HE damage to the face. He's going to throw up one of his own. Let's see if it's successful. Does a little bit. Laguerre going to go down to 44 HP. 3 on the B site. 1 rotating back to A and 1 on that CT ramp at the moment for Selfless. Still 1 minute and 4 on the clock as NRG are trying to decide which way they want to push. And, they might be pushing into drop. Is this going to be a split onto A? Potentially.
Finally, NRG have gotten into drop without losing a player, but as of yet, Selfless, of course, also haven't lost a player, so definitely still a job to be done here for the Terror side. That's a good Molotov onto Breas, going to force him out of position, but he hasn't really punished for it. NRG still holding back into mid there. So for now, both teams safe and secure, though Breas has got a bit of a job to do here. He's been completely flashed out. And again, NRG not taking the opportunity to push in at the correct time. And this time, they do lose a couple of players. Fugly available there to trade out Breas, but maybe he should have gotten no frags in the end. Got 1, and it's a 3v4 in the favour of the CTs.
Yeah, Tabson on the lurk also got picked up in the interim. And Mitch finds 2, finds 3 up from the back of the A side. And wow, Selfless, the first round of this map, and it was a very good round as well. One of the first times we've seen the guys from NRG trying to push A. They got into drop. They tried to cut off the flank. They lost that player. They used 2 utility to get into CT ramp, but weren't successful at all in doing that. I think they played that aspect of the map a little poorly, and that ended up costing them.
Yeah, potentially they could have got in for free, but regardless, a round on the board for Selfless is not going to be the worst situation here for NRG. They've still got a 4-round buffer now, but definitely if they can reset the economy here for Selfless, something like that, then it's always just going to be a pretty decent situation anyway.
One minute 30 remains here, and the B site this time for NRG looks like where they want to push. They haven't had much success on A, except for at the start of this game. And with 3 on the B side at the moment for Selfless, and the Laguerre going to force down here down to 71 by that Molotov. Couple and drop, the rest of them coming out onto B platform. Utility coming out across the board. Through the air, the smokes and flashbangs fly. Peter going to get cut off by that smoke, and no one finds a frag there onto Tabson. Might find 2, he does. Well done, picks an AK. Wow, very quickly. Peter, the last one left alive. He finds no one. Will he find a second? He misses the shot. He needed to make that onto Nifty, and if he pushes, what's going to happen? He finds a frag, wants to get the bomb plant, but surely it's not going to happen. Caboose finds him in the end. Selfless down to 2 players. They hold the AWP, they hold the AK, and they win the round. NRG down to about 3K or thereabouts for these players. What do they want to do with this money? An eco isn't a bad idea.
Just some pistols and some armor probably for NRG here. And to be fair, it's not the worst of decisions. Selfless, of course, here have got a pretty good run going. I mean, no one has been holding on to that drop room very well so far for the CTs, and hopefully for NRG they can recognize that and maybe start to use a little bit more utility in that direction, make his life a little bit more difficult rather than just peeking in and allowing no one to clean up a couple of frags. Still though, it's obviously a pistol buy here for NRG, so less than ideal, and can't really take too much away from this round.
No, we'll see what the guys from NRG can do, and that's a good start. Tabson finding no one, picks up a weapon to add to his armor, and still plenty of work to be done. They're going to get into drop as well, uncontested now, and that might allow them here to find Brez, and they do. So that's another weapon they can pick up. They've obviously lost one as Brez did find a frag. Legea onto the side, and he finds Caboose, and all of a sudden Nifty and Mitch, the last two left alive. Mitch evens it up a little bit, but Peter here on the A side going to get the bomb plant down. What can Nifty and Mitch do? Tons of work for them now. They would really probably not feel very good about losing this to a pistol force buy.
No, definitely not. Godby, I think it's going to be the one that will have to come up pretty big here for NRG with that M4. The pistols you can't really rely on. And Godby is going to find one, looking for the second as well, which he will find in the end. It's a good trade out there for NRG, and in the end, a fantastic round. They pick up the force buy. Well, it wasn't even really a force buy. It was more of just a save round for NRG, so it's a fantastic result nonetheless. And 6 on the board now. They've reset the economy for Selfless. They've shattered the economy. Selfless is going to be eco into this round, and NRG just looking fantastic once again in the first half.
Selfless going to be on the eco now, and 6-2 this score. It's a good first half score so far as we head into round number 9. Selfless are going to stack on the B site with 4 players, and NRG just want to be cautious here to not lose to any sort of eco round cheese. Legea finds one, Peter gets one as well, Legea finds 2. So Peter and Legea both carrying the team through this round. Tabson gets picked up, but Braz now the last one left alive, and he's on the other side of the map as well. The bomb plant going to go down on the B site, and 4 left alive here for NRG. A good buy round for them.
Definitely has been. They've only lost that single gun. The bomb's going to be going down here, and in reality, NRG shouldn't be losing any more guns here. Godby is going to be able to take down the final frag quite easily. And now, again, the economy starting to build for the T side. Looks like it's going to be a buy into this round from Selfless. It's not going to be the best of buys, though. Don't have a huge amount of money to play with, but it's serviceable at the very worst.
It is. Those Tomasas can, at times, be less than ideal. I think a lot of people have actually been preferring the UMP these days over them. The extra, the extra movement, it's just probably not worth the difference. And we'll see how they go with these. No one will find Tabson. Legea will find no one in return though, and Fugly in a good spot. Easily, they just walk onto this B site. Walk and shoot here, Elfish guy. And now they're in position on the site, ready to get this bomb plant down. 3 players left alive for Selfless, and wouldn't surprise me to see NRG picking this one up with 4 players still alive.
It's really a weird situation for Selfless because they can look so good for 2 rounds in a row, and then just everything falls apart, and NRG walks straight onto that bomb site and hits some shots, and Selfless once again look really poor. So a tough situation for Selfless to come back into this half now that NRG are looking pretty good again. And I think they've maybe let a little bit too much go here, but if they can pull off this retake, then maybe something. In the end, though, NRG close out the final 2 kills, again without really much of an issue. So
yeah.
8 on the board now for NRG, only 2 for Selfless. It's looking very similar to the first half of Dust 2.
They end up trading 2 for 3 at the end there with the bomb plant going down successfully. And this score looking perhaps like a blowout here for NRG. They're going better and better. They had such a good game number 1 over on Dust 2 and now onto Cobblestone, the map that they chose. And 8-2 is a great score coming into this. Pistols again is all that we've got here for Selfless Gaming. And that's what happens when I guess it wasn't a bad force last round. They did some damage, but wasn't the result they needed.
No, definitely not. And it's another eco coming out for Selfless, so Tabson's going to clean up the first one quite easily. On to no one, and he finds the second as well. Doesn't know that there's someone towards Coop, but eventually that player is going to be spotted out. Mitch is under pressure from that Molotov. Tabson finds his 3rd for the round, and he's on a bit of a bender at the moment. Looking for the final 2 frags, but he's definitely done his job so far. He
has 3 frags with that MAC-10. He'd love to find a 4th, easily done. Leaves Nifty up towards the halls, and he should get found out by Fugly. He does. Scores now 9-2. NRG with a huge lead here in this first half, and doesn't look like they're about to stop here.
No, definitely doesn't. And really, I mean, there hasn't been a big standout performance from any of these NRG players. Of course, Peter's looking all right, but Legia and Godby have been chiming in. Tabson had some good rounds, Fugly as well. So really across the board, NRG just looking quite strong. And for Selfless, at the moment, they've fallen back on that double AWP setup as just a change up here. Potentially, you know, it could work out. They had to change something. They have to find a couple more rounds. So a double AWP is certainly a way to do that. But really, with the way the economy is at the moment for Selfless, it could be just a little bit much.
Well, it's a bit of let's invest here and try and win these last few rounds of this half, which would certainly put them in a better position. If they lose out from here, it's really done and dusted, I would suspect. And NRG have been able to push the B site time and time again successfully. This time, however, they're going to sit sort of in a default fashion, 3 towards A, 2 towards B halls right now. We'll see how these two AWPs play out. One of them on the A site right now, the other one up on B platform. No one in Caboose sitting here ready to go in drop. Will they find the frags? He burns, but Legia finds the frag. Mitch goes down as well. It's now a 3-on-4. Caboose still alive here at drop. The bomb in between the two positions. And Godby will find his way onto the A site with ease. Finds another frag. They'll grab the bomb and should be able to rotate this back around. But Caboose, now the last one left alive. No matter where NRG goes, they should be able to get this down and make it 10-2.
Definitely does seem that way. Legia should close this one out as well. Good pop flash. Caboose has no chance in that one. And in the end, the bomb won't be planted by NRG, but their economy is looking fantastic anyway, so they're not going to be bothered by it. And again, either a subpar buy coming out for Selfless or a save round. Probably should be a save round at this stage so that they can invest in the last couple of rounds. But no, it looks like it's going to be a force-up. And the force-up is not very good. Just 2 FAMASas, a UMP, and of course the pistol and the Mag 7 to round it out. So for NRG here, they'll be feeling pretty good going into this one, unless they get caught off maybe by that Mag 7. Just a couple of lucky frags going the way of Selfless, but reality says it should be NRG here.
Yeah, a pretty average buy for Selfless in round number 13. NRG pushing the B site once again. We've seen it the vast majority. Mitch up onto the boost here. He almost finds one, finds 3 shots, but no players, unfortunately. He goes down. Godby finding that frag. Peter up on top of the boxes. Fire through the smoke, finds Nifty through the clouds. And Legia gets Caboose as well with the flames. That leaves 2 players now for Selfless Gaming, and they're both on the wrong side of the map. They're pushing forward onto this B site, but they have to come through. No one does find Tabson here and drop, and he'll get held back by the flash. The bomb should go down on the 1-minute mark, and Selfless, again, going to find this round going out towards NRG Esports, unfortunately for them. Peter here in a great spot to find this last frag onto Breas, but in the end, Fugly comes through, picks him up. 11-2 the score. Every round closer and closer to a pretty considerable win here for NRG Esports.
Definitely seems that way. I mean, the only shining light here for Selfless is no one at the moment, but he's not even going positive. So in reality, across the board, things are not looking good for Selfless individually. And obviously, as a team, things are going pretty poorly as well, only picking up those 2 rounds. NRG definitely very much in control of this one. And once again, heading with some deal of commitment towards that B-bomb site. We'll see if Peter can get another entry. But at the moment, Selfless deciding they don't really want to peek up towards platform. But NRG will be feeling good about this one. They'll be thinking that they can hit that 13-round mark.
Yeah, which would be more than ideal. It would be fantastic for NRG. And look, definitely a possibility here. An average buy coming out for Selfless. And if no one peeks in again, they find him straight away. So it's now only 4 players left alive. 2 FAMASas, 157, 1 UMP, and Godby down here and drop as well. He's going to flash out, might be able to find Caboose. He's only on 10 HP, easily done. Nifty does find Legia, but then Mitch in a great spot now to find this frag. He should, but gets traded out by Tabson. 2-on-3, NRG still with a player advantage, but they need to use these players together should they want to do that. It's now 2-on-2. The bomb coming back towards Halls, and now up towards the A site. The 2 players left for Selfless, however, have rotated over towards B, the wrong side of the map.
It's not a good situation here for Selfless. Just FAMASas and only 1 flashbang as well. No kit either to speak of for this retake. The bomb not yet planted for NRG, but that was a nice shot from Fugly. And now it's just down to Nifty in a 2v1. Peter and Fugly definitely shouldn't be losing a situation like this, given the position they found themselves in. And Peter won't miss. He won't make the mistake. as he has not done throughout this entire series. 19 kills for Peter at the moment.
Can I just
leading
say,
from the front.
Peter has died 2 times out of 14 rounds. And I'm pretty, that's pretty impressive. 19-0-2. That's a huge score.
It is indeed. Across the board, I mean, NRG haven't died all that much, with really the exception of Tabson, but he's entry fragging, so I guess you can make an excuse in that respect. At least he's being traded quite well for NRG, and it's, well, definitely a good scoreline and definitely a good scoreboard for NRG at the moment.
Peter just looking out towards the B side at the moment. There's no one there right now, but perhaps Mitch will be tempted to just peek his head right into the crosshair. 120 remaining on this clock, and again, the B site, the side of choice for NRG, but it's worked a lot of these times, at least as an initial push. They find the frags and rotate, they find the frags and plant the bomb. And, let's see if this round will be any difference. Legea pushes out, Peter's found a frag, but Mitch will find Legea in return, so it's now a 4-on-4. Peter pushes through, he drops the AWP, picks a player down to 16 HP, might get Mitch, he can't, Bugley trades it out. Bray's the last one left alive. It's a 3-on-1. Gobby down to only 4 HP. And Bray's trying to come from mid here. This should be a 13-2. A very, very good first half here coming up for NRG.
Yeah, even better than the first half that they found on Dust 2, which was 12-3. Although, it's not over just yet. We'll see what this remaining CT can do. And it is kind of, as Fugly's going to close out the final kill. 13-2, pretty good result for NRG.
Yeah, a very good first half here on their map choice. We're going to take a quick break and be back very shortly with what I hope is a longer second half, but it may not be. Stay tuned.
He's going to get the 1 kill in that bomb. Coming onto the side. FNX has to stay up. He gets the triple FNX. Oh my god, what a way to win that round. They don't have a smoke, so this over still.
Ladies and gents, we are into the pistol round, the second half of our second map between NRG and Selfless. And potential for only 3 rounds here, Elfish Guy, depending on how NRG goes. Legea with the dualies. He finds 1, finds 2, finds 3. And Nifty very, very quickly, the last one left. And wow, that was good. He found 2. He found 2. The third one was stolen. Don't steal his kills with the dualies.
I'm pretty sure he got 3, didn't he? No, he only got 2.
Yeah,
okay,
he only got 2. He shot at like 4 people.
Yeah.
And a very quick round number 1. NRG 14-2, the potential to make this a 16-2 to go with their 16-5 on Dust 2 a little bit earlier.
Yeah, it was. It's not been a good performance today from Selfless. They've been struggling a little bit, and it looks like they're going to be forcing pistols and armor into this round. A Mac 10 for Mitch, but across the board, things are not looking good for Selfless. They don't even have any utilities to get into any of these sites, so it's a tough ask for them to come back into this one, and really, it feels a little bit beyond them.
It certainly does, and Selfless not going to be stacking anything at the moment. 2 towards A, 3 towards B halls. And we can see that Peter pushing up very long way into the smoke. He picks up Nifty very easily there as well, so that's not a good start here for Selfless. Leaves only 1 player over towards A. The remaining players are trying to push this B side. They get out onto the site. Peter comes back around. He finds a second frag. Gold B goes down to Mitch, and Breyers finds 1 as well. So this Deagle may be doing work for Breyers. Let's see if he can find a second. He knows that Legea is over there behind Statue, and he wants to find this frag. There we go. Legea goes down. It's now 2-on-3. They're on the site. They've got the bomb, but Fugly and Peter both with SMGs and work to do.
Well, work to do for Fugly.
Yeah.
Now in a 1 versus 3. Caboose is very low on HP, so it might be an easy pickup, but definitely a round that Selfless picking up here, well, should be picking up here. In reality, we'll see what Fugly can do, and in the end, not a whole lot as he goes down. So, a little disappointing there for NRG not to be able to close it out a little bit quicker, but I mean, they've got rounds to play with, so they're not going to be really
no,
all
Elfish
that
Guy,
bothered.
this is the start of the comeback train for
Yeah.
Selfless. This is how it begins. It starts with 3 rounds.
I don't think
Then
so.
it goes to 4 rounds. Do you want me to continue?
No.
Not. All right.
Definitely don't.
That was a good force, though, a crucial force, to be fair.
Well, they had to
Look,
force.
Yeah, I don't expect them, to be perfectly honest, to come back and win this.
NRG
I don't think
similarly
anyone
have
would.
forced.
Yeah.
So they want to keep that pressure on Selfless.
And I don't blame them. They're going to 4-stack over on the B side as well, which is a good decision right now. That's where the bomb is. But will Selfless try and force their way out onto this site, or they're going to play it slow and smart and try and find these picks?
I mean, Selfless were a little bit better on the T side of Dust 2, but didn't really have much of a sample size, to be fair. We'll see if they're going to be a little better on the T side here of Cobblestone, as they've dropped Godby down to 50 HP, but didn't manage to secure the kill. So it's important for NRG just to keep as many players alive as they can. Now we'll see if Mitch is going to go down. He is indeed. Fugly picks up that kill. Caboose is going to try and trade it out, but he's going to be under a little bit of fire from Legia and does go down in the end. So it seems like the force buy working out here for NRG, at least for the moment. 5 versus 3. Nifty very low on HP, down to 5. And finally, Selfless managed to find themselves a kill into this round. Another one going their way as well, as God B is going to be picked up. Legia does get taken down as well. And in saying that, it's a 2 versus 2.
Yeah, Peter very quickly brings it back to Nifty, the last one left alive. At NRG find the round. Peter getting 2 frags there with his AK. And now 15-3. Selfless going to be doing whatever they can just to buy in and keep themselves in this game. Maybe win 12 straight and force it into overtime.
No, it's
Look,
not happening.
Just trying to keep the dream alive.
There is
here.
no dream. The dream's already dead.
Dreams are never dead, Elfish Guy. You can be whatever you want to be. Look at this. You're a shoutcaster. Who would have thought of that, little Elfish Guy?
Who would have thought of that?
Wow.
Well, who would have thought Selfless would be able to get to 12 rounds in a row here against NRG? I don't know, but they've started off well. Nifty and Caboose again, going to be picking up a couple of frags, and well,
Look at this, Elfish Guy. Don't let your dreams be memes, because Selfless Gaming are on the site and potential to win this round. NRG with 2 players left alive, Fugly and Peter. Both, I think, maybe going to save by the looks of this.
well, going for a 5v2 retake is probably not the ideal situation. So, yeah, wouldn't be the worst decision to save these M4s and the AK into the next round, but well, it just feels like a matter of time here. Selfless, yeah, they can keep winning a couple of rounds, but really, eventually they'll crack, and NRG is going to pick up the win.
Eventually.
Yeah.
And Peter in a good spot here, maybe to find a frag or 2, fires through. Flashbang as well to work with, and he's going to flash them out. Will he find Brez? Shoots at him. They want this AK, but all they're going to find is death. As Fugly picks him up, and yeah. All right, I said it starts with 3, then it goes to 4. Next round will be 5. And that's how the train of the hype for Selfless Gaming starts rolling out of the station.
You cannot tell me you're on a Selfless hype train right now. There's no way.
No, I'm not on a Selfless hype train, but like, there's a ticket booth a kilometre down the road. I should say a mile down the road, right? We're doing NA.
We're doing America, yeah.
Yeah, so there's a ticket booth a mile down the road, and they maybe sell tickets to the Selfless hype train. Unfortunately, they're very expensive, and I can't be bothered walking a mile, so...
Yeah, no, neither can I. At the moment, Tabson and Legia doing some good work there for NRG, but a couple of trades come out for Selfless, so again, Selfless have got an opportunity into this round. The UMPs on Godby and Legia just a little bit less than ideal, but it's going to work out in the end as Caboose turns his back to the waiting CTs, and Perez is going to push into the connector here as the bomb goes down on the A-bomb site. So still, again, another pretty decent round potentially coming out here for Selfless. Let's see what NRG decides to do. Rotating over to the A side at the moment. Surely they go for this retake.
Well,
Doesn't look like
you
they're
say
going
surely,
to.
but it looks like Godby and Legia are both heading back towards T-spawn here, so...
I mean, I guess they can afford to give up a couple of free rounds to Selfless. They have so many to play
They've got
with.
a few to work with, to be honest.
But
and,
it just felt like, you know, why not go for it, really?
Yeah. Look, I understand. I understand what you're saying. I don't blame you for believing that. But the score, going to be 15-5. One step closer to the train station.
Well, one
One
out
step
of a
closer.
mile.
There's currently no one on the train, and the train's... Well, that's because the train's running late, right? But,
The train's not a thing. Not for me.
it's running late because they haven't picked the carriages up yet, so they need to go and do that first. So a lot of work to be done there before the hype train takes off. But we're getting closer.
Definitely indeed. But NRG saving those AKs into this round of I mean, again, it's not a great buy coming out for them, just P250s on the remaining members, but still the AKs will give them something to work with here. And we'll see if they can hold on to this B-bomb site. There is a 4-stack over there from NRG at the moment, and they've left Fugly down towards A, just with that P250, so really banking on the fact that Selfless could push towards B. At the moment, the bomb is in that direction, but the majority of Selfless are over towards the A site, so perhaps an incorrect decision from NRG, but we'll have to see.
Maybe if they can find a frag or two with their stack here over towards drop, that would be helpful. But Fugly going down first, and that player advantage just sneaking over to Selfless over here in this round. Mitch maybe might find a frag. He can't. Godby finds him out. No one goes down as well. And this could be it. Is this their dreams becoming memes? Because only Brez and Nifty are left alive. And with 1 minute left on the clock, the bomb on the other side of the map to the last player. And a lot of work to be done there. Split up by 2 players here from NRG Esports. And this could be the end of it all.
It definitely could. Nifty, though, is going to be able to take down Tamsin. Straight away out, though, by Peter. And now it's a 1v2. It's, again, been a good round for NRG. Those AKs definitely put in the positions that they needed to be. But we'll see if this remaining T player can find a couple of 1v1s. And at the moment, it seems like that could happen. So, might not just be over yet.
Well, yeah, he might. The potential here to find Godby. And if he does, it doesn't even matter. NRG bring it back and win very convincingly there on their own map of Cobblestone. They'll finish the day 2-0 and 2 convincing wins.
Definitely very convincing wins. There was really no way that it seemed like that Selfless was going to come back into either of those maps there. NRG playing it very well. Maybe like a couple of rounds slip there, but won't be too disappointed. They still get the 2 wins, so that's what matters. And really, Selfless are going to go back to the drawing board and hope for something better next week.
They certainly need to, because those were some pretty unconvincing games from Selfless. However, we have 2 more maps coming up tonight. Echo Fox up against Complexity Gaming. We'll take a break and we'll be back with the action.
He's going to get the 1 kill